Hello everybody and welcome back to Asagao Academy. When last we left off, we finally got Satch to cave in and work together with us rather than trying to deter us away. But it also makes me think, is Satch involved in some way? Because he's been kind of shoving us away from helping out and being involved for quite a while. So puts a question mark over my head. But we're in class. Let us proceed onward. Ahem. Yep. If you don't mind taking your seat, Miss Mizuno, class is waiting. Yes, ma'am. I dashed to my seat, waiting for Shizuka to lay some kind of punishment on me. Instead, a small smile tugged at the corner of her lips. Now then, shall we discuss the benefits of motion controls to modern video games? Yes, we shall. The class groaned, and like that it was over. Class groaned? That sounds awesome! What kind of class is that? I want to take it. So, what was that about? You know, just a small victory. Satch and Hana sitting in a tree. I forgave you once, Miss Mizuno. Don't think I'll do it again. Yes, ma'am. I sank a little in my chair and pulled out my book. There was no way I would fall asleep this time. Well, at least Miss Shizuka was a little more forgiving. Maybe she got laid the night before or something. I sprinted to the library. Satch was sure to be working, and he had to know what I had discovered about the boots. He would probably have an answer. As I flung open the door to the library, several heads shot up in my direction. The librarian was nowhere to be seen. I ran to the front desk and slammed my hands on it. Satch! Satch's head peeped from the staff room. Seeing me, he grinned and came out. Hana, what do I owe the pleasure? I think I figured something out about the boots. He frowned, glanced around, and then waved me back behind the counter into the staff room. He closed the door and glanced through the glass. Then he motioned for me to speak. I began to tell him exactly what happened last night. When I mentioned running into Jared, he held up his hand. What exactly did you see? I shifted nervously. It happened really fast, so I didn't see much. I was really freaked out, so was he. I just bolted immediately. I don't know why he was in there. Satch gazed into my eyes and I swallowed heavily. I wasn't going to out Jared, not even to one of his friends. But something told me Satch knew I was lying. Finally, he sighed. Continue. I finished my story, describing the dent we saw on the ground and my belief that someone moved the boots out of the hole. So whoever took them might be planning on selling them, or on keeping them out of your hands for some reason. Interesting. The boots were worth a lot of money, so it would almost make sense for somebody to sell them. Except that almost every student here is loaded, the main exception being you. I winced. Thanks. Regardless, this is great information to know. I'd really rather you didn't risk yourself going out at night. School is important and you worked so hard to get here. I don't want to know what they'd do if they found you, and there are other dangers as well. You're lucky you only ran into Jared. Lucky? I was scared for my life. Exactly. But I don't want to keep you long. I know you have to work and you can't get into any trouble either. I chuckled. Satch, however, was staring out the glass window. Hana, duck. Where? He put a hand on my shoulder and gently pressed me downwards. I squatted on the floor as his eyes slid across the glass. What's going on? Shh, 1 second. My knees hurt. Come here quickly and look. I stood and moved into the corner with Satch. From where we were standing, we could just see into the far side of the library. There, holding a giant stack of books, was Mai. So, what's wrong with that? Watch her. She glanced around herself, then slinked up against a bookcase, vanishing from view. A few seconds later, she appeared further down the library. Again, she looked around her, then made a mad dash to the door. Then she was gone. I knew she was involved in something. What was that about? I tried to laugh it off, but it came out more like a wheeze, terribly unconvincing. Satch took off his glasses and polished them against his white cotton shirt. I did not like where this was going. It would not be pretty. This isn't the first time I've seen her do this. Well, so? You don't know what she was doing? Maybe those were her books. Maybe she was getting them for a teacher. He stared me in the eyes. Do you really think that's the case? I can't really say. This isn't the first time something like this has happened, but Mai's confession floated through my head. I'm a kleptomaniac. I really don't know. I'm sorry, it was rude of me to imply. We don't have any proof. No decisions can be made until then. He sighed heavily, rolling his shoulders. Thank you for letting me know about this. You're pretty reliable, you know? No, I'm not. I'm really not. I glanced away and heard a door open. Satch was waiting for me to leave. Right, I'll just go.
See you later.
See you later. Come by again soon, Hana. He winked. I blushed and skidded out of the library, relief flooding over me. But as I reached the hall, I stopped. Would Mai really put Satch in danger like that, after all he did for us? I really didn't know what to think. I was walking back to the dorm a few days later, enjoying the late spring sunlight on my face when I heard someone call out my name.
Hana.
Hana, there you are. Satch? He reached me and bent over, panting slightly. Were you running to catch me? You walk surprisingly fast. I waited a bit for him to catch his breath. He glanced around us surreptitiously. Ooh, big word. Mai isn't with you? That's strange. She's at volleyball practice. She's part of the team, you know.
Well,
that's convenient. That's what I wanted to talk to you about today. She's what I wanted to talk to you about today. I really didn't like the way you said that. Remember how we saw her sneaking through the library the other day? Yes. Another chunk of books were missing from the library. In other words, she didn't check out those books. Okay. He looked at me expectantly. I don't think I like what you're implying. Can you blame me? What else am I supposed to think?
I don't know.
Better of your friend, maybe? You know, Mai. You know she wouldn't do something like this. You know, she's not a kleptomaniac, but she kind of is. But, you know, do I? People can surprise you, Hana. You shouldn't trust people so easily. He said it so bitterly that I was caught off guard. Without anything to say, we stood in a tense silence. Then he sighed. It makes sense, that's all I'm saying. It wouldn't hurt to just ask her, would it? Well, yes it would. It would be betraying her trust on an issue she was already really sensitive about. But Satch didn't know she had kleptomania. He probably thought it would be as simple as a stick of cotton candy. I'll see what I can do.
Right on.
Thanks, Hana. But I've got to go to work now, so I'll see you later. Yeah, bye. I watched as he hustled off in the direction of the library, feeling nauseous. I really didn't want to think Mai was the one who was stealing everything, not after she was so sincerely told me she hadn't taken the boots. Did I have to confront her? Well, I did share a room with her. It wouldn't be hard to do a little snooping, now would it? That night I rose from bed like a vampire. With Mai's snores like ambient noise, I crept to her desk. Ignoring the guilt in my stomach, I used my cell phone as a flashlight. I didn't see anything incriminating. No library books, just her regular school books. I pulled open her drawers, not daring to do more than stare at whatever was on top of the pile. I pulled open her drawers, not daring to do more than stare at whatever was on top of the pile. Mai was incredibly messy, tons of random stuff thrown left and right. There was no room for books in any of her drawers. As far as I could tell, she got off scot-free. But that didn't make any sense. I saw Mai taking books out of the library, so shouldn't they be at least somewhere? Where else might she have put them? In that closet where Jared was. I sighed and put on some slippers. Time for another secret outing. I made it to the classroom without incident, heading over to Mai's desk and sliding my hands through it. Money? 5,000 yen? I'll just put that back where I found it. Who leaves 5,000 yen just sitting in their desk? These rich kids, I swear. Regardless, there were no books. There was only one last place to look. Mai's locker was directly next to mine, so I stepped on my tiptoes and peeked through the slats. There was her full-length poster of Jared, hairbrush, her volleyball team jacket hanging from the coat hook, and there, at the bottom of her locker, was a pile of books. My heart sped up and I tried angling my phone's flashlight to get a better look to see if I could read the titles, but no matter how I tried, the light wouldn't reach. I put my cell phone back in my pocket and sped out of Poppy Hall. I emerged into the night. The wind chilled my skin, but despite that I felt hot. alert, awake. I didn't want to go back to the dorms, not after what I found, so instead I turned and headed for the field. It was a long walk, especially in the dark. Halfway there, I found myself regretting such a stupid decision, especially with the trees and shrubs shrouding the trails and making me feel like someone was watching me. But I let my adrenaline lead me, and in no time, I was at the field. The field at night was peaceful, almost spiritual place. As I walked to the great oak tree, I felt like there was others there with me, watching over me. Maybe fairies? Or elves? Or Satch. Satch.
Huh.
I knew it. I glanced around me nervously, unsure of where to go or what to do. I couldn't sleep? Apparently not. You've been having a hard time sleeping for a while, haven't you? And do you usually break curfew and go sneaking around the grounds when you can't sleep? Yes. Yes. I didn't know what to do. Satch seemed angry, and I didn't like being out there alone in an empty field at night with an angry Satch. Anger had always scared me, even more so after my time at my old school. I hated being angry. I hated seeing other people angry. I didn't know what to do. Hana. Satch sighed. You know, we're partners now, so you don't have to do this all by yourself. Can't you at least tell me what you're going to do something like this? I don't want you to put yourself in danger. I'll go with you, so don't go alone. I'll protect you. Were you worried about me? I grinned at him and he rubbed his temples. I swear you're going to be the death of me.
Seriously?
You were? Oh my god, you want to date me? Oh my god, you want to kiss me and hold me and love me? Look, without thinking, I hugged him. Satch's arms fell limply to his sides. Thank you, Satch. After a few seconds, his arms wrapped around me too. I just don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to suffer because of me. I buried my head into his chest, chuckling. Silly, that's exactly what I was thinking about you. After all this with the boots and now the books. Satch laughed and I felt his chest shake with each exhale. Of course we would. We stood like that for a while. After some time, Satch nudged me slightly. Hana, look. I stepped away from him and gasped. Fireflies! Fireflies lit the air around us, floating through the tree limbs and dotting the night sky as if they were stars. They're beautiful. Satch nodded, pulling me closer towards him. Oh, I love it so much! Team Hatch! Satch walked me back to Primrose House, guarding me like a knight. I thought about telling him about the books, but decided not to. I had no proof. There was no reason to make him even more suspicious of my. They were just books. They could be anything. Good night, Satch. Good night, Hana. I was wanting a kiss! Damn it! Boo! Miss Shizuku can wait until the next episode. Hope you guys are enjoying the series. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the game. And as always, I'm TC Robson. Stay obsessed.